Brooklyn pastor has been sentenced to 9 years in prison for fraud. You may remember 2 years ago, Bishop Lamar Whitehead was robbed at gunpoint during Sunday service. He was convicted in March for wire fraud, extortion, and making false statements to federal law enforcement agents. Prosecutors say Bishop Whitehead stole thousands of dollars from his parishioners to buy luxury goods and sought to defraud and extort a businessman.
Can all black people represent you? And should you support them without question? Not everyone deserves your trust. Many times, those who seem most trustworthy turn out to be either manipulators or exploiters. Today, we have another story of a black individual who used people's trust for his benefit. We are talking about Lamar Whitehead, also known as the Bling Bishop. His story serves as a cautionary example for black communities about the importance of being discerning before placing their trust in individuals like him. So, how Whitehead exploited his community. Let's find out. In the world of modern-day televangelism, few figures have been as polarizing as Lamar Whitehead, better known as the Bling Bishop. His rise from a troubled childhood to a renowned pastor with a taste for luxury captured the attention of many, but his downfall was equally spectacular. Whitehead's journey is a tale of transformation, deception, and betrayal. Born in Brooklyn, New York in 1978, his early life was marred by tragedy when his father, Arthur Miller Jr., was killed by police officers. Despite this, his mother raised him with resilience, leading Whitehead to excel both academically and athletically. His career, however, took a dark turn as he became entangled in a web of fraud and deceit.
He lost more than $1 million in jewelry during a highly publicized robbery at his Brooklyn church. Now, the so-called Bling Bishop is also poised to lose his freedom. Lamar Whitehead facing decades in prison after a jury convicted him today on federal charges, including wire fraud and attempted extortion. Prosecutors say he ripped off a parishioner's retirement savings, and tonight her family is speaking for the first time to News 4's Chris Jose.
How did Lamar Whitehead's early life shape his future? Lamar Whitehead's early life was marked by adversity. Born in 1978 in Brooklyn, his father, Arthur Miller Jr., was murdered by police officers when Whitehead was just a few months old. This tragic event left a profound impact on his family, especially his mother, who raised him with determination and resilience. Despite the challenges, Whitehead excelled in academics and athletics, securing multiple scholarships for his prowess on the field. Initially pursuing careers in videography and accounting, Whitehead's promising start hinted at a successful future. However, his ambitions took a darker turn when he became involved in identity theft and fraud. By 2004, complaints against him had started to pile up, culminating in his arrest in 2005 while driving a stolen Range Rover. The investigation revealed that Whitehead had stolen the identities of over 50 individuals, amassing more than $2 million through his fraudulent activities. Whitehead's transformation from a promising student to a criminal was swift and shocking. His early achievements in academics and sports were overshadowed by his involvement in illegal activities. Despite this, his charisma and ability to connect with people remained strong, setting the stage for his eventual rise as a religious leader. Whitehead's ability to adapt and reinvent himself was evident even during his youth. Despite the trauma and hardship, he demonstrated a natural talent for leadership and persuasion, qualities that would later define his ministry. His early exposure to both success and failure likely fueled his drive to achieve recognition and status by any means necessary. Whitehead's initial foray into the world of fraud was not an isolated incident, but part of a broader pattern of behavior that would later characterize his ministry. His early years were marked by a series of increasingly bold schemes, each more elaborate and ambitious than the last. This willingness to take risks and bend the rules would eventually lead to his undoing, but in the early years, it seemed to be paying off. But what drove Lamar Whitehead to become a pastor, and how did he gain a following? Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now.
Based on what the woman in the lawsuit accused you of stealing $90,000 life savings, did you do that, and what is your response?
Well, today, as one of the CBS reporters so kindly brought to our attention, and my attorney also brought to my attention, we gained a victory today. We gained a victory today. Y'all do your own research, but I can't get into the legality of this fictitious claim against me. So we gained a victory today. So everybody that's been posting about Bishop, I want y'all to understand that y'all are seeing a true man of God. Y'all can paint me the way y'all want to paint me, but we gained a victory today, and I'm going to leave it right there.
After serving 5 years in the Sing Sing Correctional Facility, Whitehead emerged claiming to be a changed man. He quickly aligned himself with influential figures, including Eric Adams, the future mayor of New York City. In 2014, he founded the Leaders of Tomorrow International Churches, quickly gaining a significant following. His charismatic sermons and flashy lifestyle, marked by luxury cars and designer clothes, drew attention and admiration from many. Whitehead's wealth was often presented as a testament to his faith in God. To his followers, his success was proof of divine favor. However, behind the scenes, his past behaviors had not changed. Whitehead continued to exploit his followers' trust, engaging in a series of fraudulent activities that would eventually lead to his downfall. The allure of Whitehead's lifestyle was undeniable. His expensive tastes and public displays of wealth attracted a wide audience, particularly those who equated material success with spiritual blessing. This approach, however, masked the reality of his continued fraudulent activities, which would soon come to light. Whitehead's public persona as a man of God with a lavish lifestyle was carefully crafted to attract a specific demographic. His sermons often focused on prosperity theology, preaching that faith could lead to material wealth. This message resonated with many, especially those struggling financially who saw Whitehead as a living testament to the power of faith. His rise to prominence was meteoric. Within a few years, Whitehead had transformed from a convicted felon to a celebrated pastor, attracting a diverse congregation that was captivated by his message and his lifestyle. His ability to connect with people on a personal level, combined with his showmanship, made him a powerful figure in the world of televangelism. Whitehead's background in videography and accounting played a crucial role in his success as a pastor. He utilized his skills to create compelling multimedia presentations that enhanced his sermons and made his services stand out. His understanding of financial management also allowed him to build a lucrative ministry despite the ethical breaches that underpinned it. As Whitehead's influence grew, so did the scrutiny of his actions. The facade of prosperity would soon begin to crack, revealing the darker side of his operations. What led to the unraveling of Lamar Whitehead's empire? In 2021, a former congregant named Pauline Anderson sued Whitehead, claiming he had defrauded her of $90,000. Anderson, trusting Whitehead's promises to improve her credit score and help her purchase a house, liquidated her savings to invest in his ventures. Whitehead later turned around and declared the money a campaign contribution, refusing to repay it. This lawsuit was just the beginning of Whitehead's legal troubles.
We just talked about one thing. We talked about Pauline Anderson's lawsuit. Pauline Anderson said 3 things. She said Bishop took her money after saying, I'm going to use your money to invest in a property because you got bad credit and nobody's going to finance it.
Further investigations revealed that Whitehead had fabricated bank documents to secure loans and used bullying tactics to extort money from his victims. The depth of his deception became clear when it was revealed he had lied to FBI agents during an investigation, attempting to conceal his criminal activities. These revelations shocked his followers, who had believed in his image as a blessed man of God. The legal battles and mounting evidence of fraud painted a stark contrast to the persona Whitehead had cultivated. His once loyal congregation began to see the cracks in his facade, leading to a loss of trust and support. The scandals not only tarnished his reputation, but also highlighted the extent of his manipulative tactics. Whitehead's ability to maintain his luxurious lifestyle depended heavily on his fraudulent schemes. He created an elaborate network of lies and deceit, manipulating both financial institutions and his congregants. The unraveling of his empire was a slow process, marked by increasing scrutiny from law enforcement and the media. The lawsuits and investigations revealed a pattern of behavior that suggested Whitehead had never truly reformed. His actions were not those of a man who had found redemption, but rather of someone who had found new ways to exploit people. The revelations of his continued fraudulent activities were a blow to his congregation and to those who had believed in his transformation. As more victims came forward, The scope of Whitehead's deceit became increasingly apparent. He had built a house of cards, one that relied on the trust and faith of his followers to sustain his lifestyle. When that trust was broken, the entire structure began to collapse. The legal consequences of his actions were severe, but the emotional and spiritual impact on his followers was even more profound. With mounting evidence against him, Whitehead's downfall seemed inevitable. His once loyal congregation was left to grapple with the reality of his betrayal. So, how did Lamar Whitehead's followers react to his conviction? In 2024, a court found Whitehead guilty of 5 federal crimes, including wire fraud and lying to federal agents. Each wire fraud case carried the potential of adding up to 20 years of prison time, and additional time was expected for his other offenses. The verdict was a devastating blow to his followers, many of whom had placed their faith and trust in him. Whitehead's luxurious lifestyle, which he attributed to divine favor, was exposed as the product of extensive criminal operations. The once charismatic pastor now faced substantial prison time, leaving his congregation to confront the harsh reality of his deceit. The fallout from his conviction was widespread, with many followers feeling betrayed and disillusioned. The revelation of Whitehead's guilt shattered the illusion he had maintained for so long. His followers, who had admired his apparent success and spiritual leadership, were left to reconcile their faith with the betrayal they experienced. The community that had once rallied around him now had to deal with the aftermath of his actions. The court proceedings were heavily covered by the media, adding to the public's awareness of Whitehead's fraudulent activities. This exposure further alienated his followers, many of whom had defended him against earlier accusations. The betrayal felt by his congregation was deep, as they grappled with the reality that their spiritual leader had exploited their trust for personal gain. The sentencing phase of Whitehead's trial was a somber affair. Many of his followers attended, hoping for some form of closure or explanation. Whitehead's attempts to justify his actions fell flat, and the judge's harsh words highlighted the gravity of his crimes. The sentence was severe, reflecting the extent of the damage he had caused. For many of his followers, the trial was a turning point. It forced them to reevaluate their beliefs and their trust in religious leaders. The emotional impact was profound, as they struggled to come to terms with the fact that the man they had admired and supported was a fraud. The fallout from Whitehead's actions extended far beyond the courtroom, affecting the lives and faith of countless individuals.
Past 4 years.
Rashid Anderson relieved tonight following the conviction of Lamar Whitehead, better known as the Bling Bishop, for his lavish lifestyle. A Manhattan federal jury today finding Whitehead guilty of defrauding a parishioner and trying to extort a businessman.
It's been a long time coming, and we're very happy to see that the verdict was guilty today.
Rashid's mother, Pauline Anderson, invested $90,000 of her retirement savings with Whitehead. Prosecutors said he spent the money on luxury goods at Louis Vuitton and Foot Locker, and even used Anderson's money to make his car payments. Rashid testified during the trial. You and your mother trusted this guy.
Yeah, we trusted him a lot.
Whitehead, no stranger to headlines. In July of 2022, he was robbed at gunpoint while delivering a sermon in Brooklyn. The $1 million jewelry heist caught on his church's live stream. 2 months ago, one of the men accused of the robbery killed by U.S. Marshals at a New Jersey hotel.
This was the guy that put the gun, have a gun pointed just like this in my wife's face, pointed just like this in my 8-month-old baby's face, and then had the gun to the back of my head as he ripped off my jewelry.
Whitehead not yet.
As Whitehead awaits sentencing, the implications of his actions continue to unfold. The story of the Bling Bishop serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of blind faith and the importance of accountability. What can be learned from Lamar Whitehead's story, and how can religious institutions prevent similar situations? The story of Lamar Whitehead serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of blind faith and the importance of scrutinizing those who claim spiritual authority. Whitehead's ability to manipulate and deceive highlights the need for transparency and accountability within religious institutions. To prevent similar situations, congregations must be vigilant and discerning, ensuring that true spiritual leaders are distinguished from those who merely wear the mask of piety. Religious institutions can implement stricter oversight and foster a culture of accountability to protect their congregants. Education and awareness about the potential for exploitation can empower individuals to make informed decisions about whom they trust with their faith and finances. The saga of the Bling Bishop underscores the importance of safeguarding the integrity of spiritual communities. The lessons learned from Whitehead's story emphasize the need for due diligence and critical thinking in matters of faith. By promoting transparency and holding leaders accountable, religious communities can prevent similar abuses of power. This approach not only protects congregants, but also upholds the true values of faith and spirituality. The implications of Whitehead's actions extend beyond his immediate circle. They serve as a reminder to all religious institutions of the importance of ethical leadership and the potential consequences of failing to enforce it. Building a culture of trust requires constant vigilance and a commitment to the principles of honesty and integrity. In the wake of Whitehead's downfall, many religious organizations have begun to reevaluate their practices. Some have implemented new measures to ensure greater transparency and accountability, while others have increased their focus on ethical training for leaders. The broader religious community has been forced to confront the uncomfortable reality that even those who profess to lead with faith and integrity can be susceptible to corruption. For the followers of Lamar Whitehead, the lessons learned have been personal and painful. Many have had to rebuild their faith from the ground up, seeking new spiritual leaders who embody the values they hold dear. The experience has made them more cautious and discerning, less likely to place their trust blindly in any one individual. Now the question is, how does Lamar Whitehead's story resonate with people from Africa or Black communities, and what broader lessons can be drawn? Lamar Whitehead's story resonates deeply with many African and Black communities due to shared experiences of overcoming adversity, facing systemic challenges, and the critical role of religious leaders in providing guidance and hope. His narrative highlights both the strengths and vulnerabilities within these communities, offering important lessons on leadership and accountability. For many Black communities, particularly in the African diaspora, Whitehead's rise reflects a familiar story of resilience and ambition. His ability to overcome early life challenges and achieve prominence is a testament to the perseverance and determination that many in these communities exhibit daily. However, his subsequent exploitation of his followers underscores a significant issue: the vulnerability of communities that place immense trust in their leaders. This story is a lesson to Black people that you can't simply follow someone who is Black. Religious leaders hold a special place in African and Black communities, often serving as pillars of moral guidance and support. The betrayal of this trust by a figure like Whitehead is particularly damaging. It serves as a stark reminder of the necessity for congregations to maintain vigilance and demand transparency and ethical behavior from their leaders. The community's reliance on spiritual leaders to navigate both personal and collective challenges means that such betrayals can have widespread and profound impacts. The lessons from Whitehead's downfall extend beyond individual leadership to broader societal themes. The exploitation seen in his actions mirrors historical and ongoing challenges faced by African nations, such as neocolonialism and economic exploitation. His story underscores the importance of critical thinking and the need for communities to scrutinize those in power, ensuring they act in the community's best interests rather than their own. Moreover, Whitehead's narrative can inspire a re-evaluation of leadership standards within African and Black communities. It highlights the need for leaders who embody not just charisma and success, but also integrity, accountability, and a genuine commitment to the well-being of their followers. Building such leadership requires systemic changes, including better education, stronger community oversight, and an unwavering commitment to ethical principles. In addition, Whitehead's story reinforces the importance of community resilience in the face of betrayal. The ability of a community to rebuild trust, re-establish strong leadership, and continue striving for collective well-being, despite setbacks, is crucial. It is an opportunity to strengthen the mechanisms that protect the community from future exploitation and to promote leaders who truly reflect their values and aspirations. For African and Black communities, Whitehead's story is both a cautionary tale and a call to action. It emphasizes the importance of maintaining vigilance, promoting transparency, and holding leaders accountable. It also highlights the resilience and strength that can emerge from adversity, encouraging communities to continue striving for ethical and effective leadership. As the fallout from Whitehead's actions continues to unfold, it provides a valuable opportunity for reflection and growth within African and Black communities. By learning from his story, these communities can work towards ensuring that their leaders truly serve the collective good, embodying the principles of integrity, service, and genuine leadership. This is a lesson that some of the Black people can also be representing you in the wrong way globally. So, before putting your trust, you must know who they are. Make sure they are not using your trust in them. Do you think there have been other influential people too who did the same? Would you want to watch more videos like this? Let us know in the comments section. Do you think these Black people are puppets? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.